Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is a very special Thanksgiving edition of Durbania, where I'm going to take a look at 3 different movies and some of the main characters in those movies and what they have to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. There will be some spoilers ahead in this conversation. First up, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. While maybe not the best Indiana Jones movie, I definitely think Dr. Jones comes out of this movie with an awful lot to be thankful for. I mean, he got to see Marion again, he got to marry Marion, found out he had a son, he gained an entire family in this movie. Dr. Jones has a lot to be grateful for. However, I think the main key thing he's probably extremely grateful for is refrigerators. Indiana Jones survived a nuclear explosion in a refrigerator. Yeah, so I bet you the main thing he's grateful for this Thanksgiving is that a refrigerator saved his life so that now he's married and has the family that he has. Next up, Avengers: Age of Ultron. Now, a lot of the characters in that movie probably have a lot to be thankful for this Thanksgiving, such as, not dying on an island falling from the sky, the fact that they saved an entire city, and that they stopped a power-hungry robot bent on throwing a meteor into the world to remake the entire Earth in his image and destroy all life. So they probably have a lot that they're actually thankful for this Thanksgiving that they're probably not thinking about it since they're, gearing up for a civil war. Point is probably the most thankful character in that movie would have to be Vision. I mean, they won this whole thing because they got Vision, who was super smart and took out the very last Ultron and all that stuff. But beyond that, they almost didn't even have a Vision. I mean, Tony Stark was all bent on creating Vision. Captain America and the twins were all bent on stopping the creation of Vision because he was being created by Ultron. This would have been another Ultron. Can you imagine how bad things would have turned out if Vision decided not to be a good guy and to be a bad guy like Ultron? I mean, seriously. But I think one of the big things that Vision has to be thankful for is Thor. The guy went to the reflective pool. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to try to figure out what, when the Scarlet Witch was messing with his mind and he had that vision. He didn't have to go and try to figure all that out, but he did. So he figured out about the Infinity Stones and figured out what they were and what they did. And now Vision is even so worthy he can pick up Thor's hammer. So I think Vision has a lot to be thankful for this Thanksgiving, that Thor saved his life so that, he could be created. Lastly, Lord of the Rings. I think one of the most thankful characters in that movie has got to be Frodo. But let's just take a moment and look at Frodo and where he is this Thanksgiving. Lord of the Rings ends with Frodo on the boat with the elves and Bilbo as they sail off into the Undying Lands. And what are the Undying Lands? Well, if you read the book The Silmarillion, which is really huge, it's like a prequel, explains the whole creating of Middle-earth and all that stuff, you find out that really the Undying Lands is Middle-earth's equivalent of the Garden of Eden. It is a paradise, it is an undying place, and Frodo and Bilbo, they're just, they're kicking back, sipping some kind of drink that I can't even fathom because it's a paradise land with a little umbrella coming out of the cup. Just enjoying life. But how is Frodo alive to enjoy this life? Because of this key moment. I mean, come on, he just got his finger bit off and you saw how they fall off that cliff. What angle was that? How on earth was he even able to grab a hold of a rock to, save himself, let alone on a hand that just had a finger bitten off? I mean, I guess with adrenaline you could do a lot, including reaching out and grabbing rocks at weird angles and not falling to your death in a pit of lava. But I bet you this Thanksgiving, Frodo is eternally grateful that he caught that rock and Sam was there to pull him up. So now Frodo can be sitting on Paradise Island somewhere out and who knows where, never dying. What are you thankful for this Thanksgiving? Are you thankful you didn't have to fight a self-aware, intelligent robot to save the entire world? Are you thankful you didn't have to carry an evil ring into the heart of Mordor? Or Are you thankful that you've never had to put yourself in a refrigerator and figure out if that's really how you survive a nuclear blast? Yeah. Anyway. What are you thankful for this Thanksgiving? Be sure to let me know in the comments. Also, while you're there, make sure to subscribe and see more. You can also subscribe on iTunes and SoundCloud and all that other really fun stuff and listen in your car and all that. And also, make sure to hit me up on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania. And happy Thanksgiving.